If you think about 4K, I was at NEB and everything's 4K cameras, 4K everywhere. There's a small problem, is that, and it's worse outside the US, look at the bandwidth you need to do just straight up 4K, all right, 20 to 25 meg. High dynamic range, a little bit higher. I saw 4K virtual reality, so you have multiple views. So how many views do you want to present? Multiply that by that number, right? So if 80% of US households have less than 8 meg, guess what? So if you're wondering why maybe 4K is a little bit, it took off like crazy for a little bit, but now it's kind of stalled out, not a lot of content. I know there's services that, like Curiosity Stream, you can get standard definition, high definition, and 4K, and you pay for each. But there's just not a lot of demand yet for 4K for the simple reason is hardly anybody has the bandwidth to get it. But everybody buys 4K TVs. Why is that? Because that's all we sell. The manufacturers have found out that it's so cheap to make the displays, that's all they're making. So I was on a panel at NEB with a guy from Sony that was talking about the huge demand from customers for 4K. I said, no, there isn't. Try to buy something else if you go to Best Buy. That's all you can get. That's not demand. That's industry push. But the content's lagging. I know every sporting event at the Masters, they're going to take one golf hole and they're going to broadcast it in 4K. That keeps happening. But it's going to take time to, for the infrastructure to catch up. We expand our internet infrastructure every year, or everybody does. But it's not going to suddenly, solve this problem in just a year. It's going to be a slow thing. But on the other hand, 4K TVs have software in there that kind of makes the picture look really good. So some people think they're watching 4K and they're not, just because the software does a pretty good job of cleaning things up.